morning, children. I hope you all are safe, healthy and fine at home and enjoyed all your holidays with different activities and also completed all your notebooks and have studied also. Before the holidays, we have studied the first chapter of civics, that is about democracy. And children, now the time has come again to start with our online classes. So today we will be studying about constitutional design. What do you mean by constitution? Constitution, it is a set of rules, regulations framed for the rulers of our country so that they abide by it and work accordingly for the welfare, for the betterment of its people. So let's start with the second chapter of civics, constitutional design. Children, first in this chapter we'll study about South Africa, the most famous policy, that is apartheid policy of South Africa, and how Nelson Mandela fought for it and he was imprisoned for 28 long years. So let's start with our first topic of today, that is constitutional design.
Children, before starting with the chapter, just tell me one thing. What do you mean by constitution? I hope you all have studied this in the previous classes. Yes, constitution is a set of rules and regulations which is being framed for the rulers of our country. So that is constitution, and how and why it is framed. So we are going to study in detail. First of all, not about India. Can you guess about which country we'll study today? Yes, we'll study about South Africa. Children, can you see the map of this South Africa? I don't think South Africa is too big, but still there were a lot of problems in South Africa. Have you heard the name of Nelson Mandela? Once he said, there can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. So these are the words of Nelson Mandela. Can you guess who is this famous personality and why did he say so? So again I am going to ask, can you recall and can you put a stress on your mind and tell who is Nelson Mandela? Yes, Nelson Mandela is most able, efficient and far-sighted leader of African National Congress. He fought against apartheid during white South African government. And children, it's really shocking to know he spent 28 years of his life in prison, that is from 1964 to 1992. And the name of the prison, it's a dreaded, very fearful prison, and its name was Robben Island. Can you guess why he struggled against apartheid? Why did he was against apartheid? It was his struggle against apartheid in the late 18th and 19th century. Why? Because the Europeans, they came to South Africa as traders and they settled in South Africa and they applied system of apartheid which divided the country into three groups, that is white, black and colored. Now children, who are these white, black and colored people? White people are those people who came from Europe as traders and they settled in South Africa. And the blacks, they were the native residents of Africa. And the colored included the mixed people, that is, one migrated from India to came in this category. Now, I was talking about apartheid again and again. Can you guess what is this apartheid? It is a system of racial discrimination which was quite unique in South Africa. Can you see in this picture? This is a black person and here it is white, and these are the colored people. So the racial discrimination, that is the discrimination on the basis of their color, on the basis of their race, that is known as apartheid. Now can you guess who fought against this apartheid policy? Yes, it was Nelson Mandela who fought against this racial discrimination in South Africa. So it is more clear when you see this picture. All these, they are the white people who were more in number and who formed their government in South Africa. And this all alone, he is a black fellow who was suppressed, who was oppressed by this majority of Europeans, the majority of white people. And what was the oppressive system for the black? That is, what all problems these black people faced in Africa, children? You will be shocked to know how they were ill-treated by the whites. They were segregated, that is, they were separated from the whites. They were forbidden, that is, they were not allowed for living in white areas. And they could not work in white areas if they don't have the permit. And they were also discriminated while using public properties. And the black students, they could not visit church where white worshipped. They formed the association and they protested. So overall, I want to say here that the blacks they were suppressed, they were oppressed by the white people, and they were not allowed to mix and mingle with the whites. They were separated from the whites, and all their places of movement were all separated from the main city of Africa, and they were allowed to live in confinement. And finally, what happened? Can you guess? Yes, when the torture came to a greater extent, these struggles, these problems, they were increasing day by day, year by year. And then finally came the time when they struggled for their rights, and they formed their own African National Congress. Since 1950, these blacks, the colored and the Indians, they continuously fought against this system. And even the workers' union, communist and the sensitive whites joined them. Sensitive whites means that those who favored blacks, who understood the problems faced by the blacks, even those people, they joined the movement. In 1964, Nelson Mandela and 7 other leaders were sentenced to life imprisonment. But the white government continued to rule by torturing and killing thousands of black and the colored people. Can you see in this picture, children, how the blacks, they were increased, they were too many in number, and how they came all together on the roads and they fought against the policies and the programs by the white people, by the Europeans. And as these whites, they were more in number, so they formed their government and they tried to suppress the blacks. And when the protest increased, the racist government realized that they could not no longer keep the black under repression, which means that as the black people, they were protesting, they were struggling hard for their rights, for their movement, and the white government realized that now they could not resist, they could not suppress the blacks, and finally they have to give up. So, what happened next, children? Can you guess what was the next step of the whites or of the blacks? So, come on, let's move further. Now, the racist government, they changed their policies, they changed their rules, they changed their regulations. Why? Because they realized that no more they could rule, they could oppress the blacks. So, the discriminatory laws were repealed, that is, they were changed, and there was ban on political parties and restriction on the media were lifted. And finally, Nelson Mandela was released from jail after long 28 years of imprisonment. And finally, they decided to frame a new constitution. So, at the midnight of 26th April 1994, the Republic of South Africa was born. And children, do you know the Republic of South Africa? What does the Republic of South Africa mean? It means a government was formed which was multiracial, that is, it included the blacks, whites, and even the colored people were there. There was no racial discrimination. And just see the blacks, how devoted, how polite, how sympathetic they were. They forgave the whites. Both the blacks and the whites, they decided to build a new South Africa, a South Africa which was based on equality of all races, on democratic values, social justice, and human rights for each and everyone. And finally, after 2 years of discussion and debates, they draw a common constitution. They framed a common constitution and gave to its citizens the most extensive rights available in any country. So, they framed a constitution giving all the rights to each and every person living in the country. And then the preamble for South Africa was formed. Children, what is preamble? Can you guess? I'll tell you later on. So, this is the preamble of South Africa, which is given in your book. You can go through it and revise it. So, what is preamble? Just now I asked the question, what is preamble? Can you tell? Can you guess? I think everybody might be knowing, as you have studied about Indian Constitution in the previous class. Preamble, it is an introduction. That is the introduction of the Constitution, and the preamble of the US Constitution provides an introduction to the Constitution. So, finally, together they decided, that is the blacks and the whites, together they decided that nobody should be excluded, nobody should be treated as a demon, and they agreed that everybody should become part of solution. And the greatest part is that it inspired Democrats all over the world. That is by seeing, by studying the Constitution, preamble of South Africa, all the other nations of the other parts of the country, they were inspired, and they also decided that they will frame the democratic government, a government which is framed without any racial discrimination. And most of the countries of the world, they were inspired by the African Constitution. And today, children, they all are living happily and peacefully without any racial discrimination, without any discrimination on the color. And all the public places, they were open for each and every person of the country. That is, all the citizens, they are living happily and with the feeling of brotherhood. I hope you all have understood about the apartheid policy, the preamble and the constitution and the incidences which took place in South Africa. Next topic in the next, we will study the next topic in the next class, that is about the constitution of our country. So children, go through the chapter and try to revise it thoroughly. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.